The fourth leg of the Volleyball England Beach Tour brings us to Weymouth, where some of the high flyers on the Volleyball England Beach Tour compete in the final event before the grand finals taking place in Margate. We've been bringing you action from around the country, starting off at Skegness, then Weston-super-Mare, Great Yarmouth, and here at Weymouth, and finally we go to Margate in a few weeks' time for the grand finals. We're bringing you all the coverage from the women's and men's semi-finals and finals here in this 2-hour show, and we're starting off with the first women's semi-final, VEBT and Miniature up against Plonka and Madrika. The wind's nowhere near as bad here today, although it is blustering a little bit. This is what people are used to.
Really was blustery last week.
And it was just a question of winning any point in any way you could. Real hustle beach volleyball. But here we're seeing much more tactical play. Lovely little loop shot there. Yeah, beautiful. From VEBT.
Beautiful that from Dace Miniature. She pulls the block and then hits line over. Out of reach for Madrika and Plonka, that one. It's like a deliberate tactic to pull the block from VEBT and Miniature.
That one just comes off the net. And one of the tactics that one of the players was explaining to me last night was that sometimes they'll deliberately hit that net and they'll deliberately use the net to take the pace off the ball and get it just to pop over the other side.
Yeah, to do that, it'd be a pretty high risk thing to do, because obviously if you start flirting with the net, chances are that the ball might drop into the net and you'll make that error.
Yeah.
So it'll be a very rare thing, but you may maybe try with the serve. You'll see, especially with the serve, that a lot of players will try and serve as close to that net as possible. See, there's another flat serve, making it really tough for VEBT.
Yeah, VEBT did well just to even get that one returned, but Miniature couldn't keep it going. In fact, these two, of course, have been playing throughout the season. This is the fourth tour stop. It's the grand finals next in Margate. And looking at the list, Laura Plonka actually has had a very good tour. She's had a final in Skegness, she won in Weston, and a semi-final in Great Yarmouth, and she's had a really good time with it. Not always with the same. In fact, this is the first time she's played with Madrika. She played with Madrika last time at Great Yarmouth. It's the first time she stayed with the same partner. So Gabriela Madrika serves. Miniature just brilliantly there. Here's a chance for Madrika, and it was Plonka puts it away, cross court.
It's a great shot, but as we said before, you have to be still on defense. And this time it was Miniature that was moving, tried to cheat on the defense, thought the spike was going a little bit closer over the top of the block. Fortunately, she moved too early and left a big space open, cross court for Plonka.
Yeah, 18-9, we'll make that 18-10 for VEBT. And of course, points that up to 28, which is divisible by 7. They swap every 7 points. Well, one of the interesting things about this pitch, you can see from our camera behind, is we're on quite a big slope here. This court is not level, and there's a good slope from left to right as we're watching, or away from our cameras. And it's quite an interesting, it's a unique. Mainly beach volleyball courts are dead flat.
Yeah, they would have done their utmost to try and make it as flat as possible.
Great chase there by Daisy, but just too far. Ladies and gentlemen, takes the score to 20-10. This is set.
So 20-10, and there's been only one team in this match. Really, they have dominated from start to end. 21-12 was the first set. That one touches the line.
It's a beautiful shot from VEBT. Goes deep in the middle of the court. Successful shot, because there's always a gap. Deep middle. Maybe it's a little bit too little too late for this team in red.
Yeah, Dace Miniature serves, but they need an enormous ask. And that one's gone long, and it's on the line as well. Oh, yeah, the match is given. And Laura Plonka, Gabriela Madrika win 21-12, 21-11. And they will go through to the final. So a comfortable win for Plonka and Madrika there. 21-12, 21-11, very comfortable indeed. The second semi-final really promised to be something interesting, with Austin and Coots unbeaten in front of our cameras over the last 3 years, up against Vicky Palmer and Jess Grimson.
This is the 30th year of the Weymouth event.
30 years.
People like Graham Sawyer, Pete Bennett put so much work, and the other guys who run this event put so much work over 30 years to keep this going, and it really is the event that all the players want to win. All the players want to say that they've won Weymouth.
Well, there was a bit of a players' party last night. There's a few people who got knocked out a little bit earlier who certainly were having a bit of a good time last night, that's for sure. And it is a special occasion for sure, 30 years here at Weymouth Beach.
As we said, it really is the top event on the tour.
Yeah.
It's going to be Mel Coots.
Coots serves, and she's put it wide.
You're out there. 50-50 by the sounds of it. This crowd packs out.
Yeah.
On centre court.
Crowd's really building up nicely. There's a good shot from Coots. Of course, it's only first to 15 here in the tie-break set, so they change every 5 points.
Into the corner there.
This is really top draw here on centre court.
Yeah, more people coming to sit in the seats all the time. And the promenade pretty packed. It's a lovely little arena that's been created here. There's a chance now for Palmer. She's gone for the big one, but it's gone long.
Just long there by Vicky
I think we're going to have a look at the replay of that one. I think for me that Palmer didn't quite hit that one at its highest point and just dropped her arm a little bit. Therefore not getting the downwards angle that she would have wanted.
Yeah.
More of a flatter shot. Therefore out the back with that power.
Austin goes long on the serve.
Team flirting with the net here. It's a big point, this one.
Oh, that's so beautifully done by Denise Austin. She just had a little look at her opponent on the other side of the net. And then
Yeah, she's
just a little finger over the top.
No, what she really is a great example for any young player, because you have a look at Austin halfway through the point, she's always looking at the opposing side of the court, so she's not just worrying about what she's doing, but she's also looking at what the other team are doing, looking where the gaps are, looking at the opposition's tactics and block defence.
There's the big one from Palmer. And the net did her a big favour there, really, because Coots was all over that, and you saw that Austin was right behind her, and the net actually totally destroyed their defence.
She hits it hard, Palmer, and obviously the harder that you hit it into the net, the more chance you've got it going over and helping you out a little bit, and that time they really did need the help, because it's got them back to 8-6.
Another point for Reds. 9-6. Red team lead. Good defence by Austin. She was across there quickly. Chance for the Blues now. Here's Palmer coming in for the hit. Oh, she's gone for the touch over the top, and it's good enough. Coots read it.
That's really a great shot from Palmer. She saw Coots retreating off the net, going backwards, drops it short, and as we said before, it's so hard that once you've got back off the net to then change direction again and get going forwards. Great shot, and it's back to just 2 again.
Red team taking their time to get ready here. They're looking a little bit tired, aren't they? It's been a tough match, this one, and we're getting towards the end of it. Denise Austin calls out, that's out of here.
Enjoyed that one.
Denise Austin to serve. 10-7. The Reds lead. Wind sort of starting to bluster a little bit. There's a few people getting sand in the face, and
great close control that from Austin and Coots. The wind picks up. They're very good in the wind. Keep the ball close to them.
Oh, Jess Grimson.
Brilliant. She's based working at the Leaf Elite Athlete Academy in Bournemouth. They have an indoor beach volleyball facility, which is good to assist both of these athletes training.
Oh, a little bit of confusion. Well done, Coots. Denise Austin has to defend this herself. Oh, Coots gets back and defends it. Oh, that's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Coots just
from
laughed.
Coots.
What were they doing there?
You thought the point was over halfway through. Coots, 6s and 7s off the side of the court, on the floor, but manages to get herself back up, get back and play defence.
That's amazing. Well, Denise Austin set a point there, and Coots was actually behind her when she set. Coots had to run round her to get the ball the other side of the net.
I think there's a little bit of miscommunication between the girls in red, but irrelevant now because they've won the last 2 points.
Oh, these are big points. These are really big points. 13-7. We'll have another changeover. But that was quite phenomenal. Little point earlier on.
The plays like that are getting a little bit more common because it makes it really hard work for the blocker and the defender on the opposite side to adjust themselves. And you can really catch them out with that play.
Yeah.
But we're 6 points the difference now. And this set for me is just shot by.
Yeah. Really, really good play this is. Palmer puts that one down the middle. It's 13-8. 2 points away from a place in the final. Jess Grimson to serve. 13-8. Or 8-13, of course. Reds leading, 2 points away from a place in the final. And Austin puts that one long. Well, you don't see that too often from Denise Austin. The little pokey shot into the corner, she's very well known for. That one was way too long. So 13-9, or 9-13, Grimson to serve again. Good serve.
They need to peg them back here, the team in blue. They've got a chance here, they've got the ball up in defence.
Here goes Grimson. Big hit.
What an up from Austin though. Oh wow.
Oh, brilliant play. That's absolutely fantastic play. All 4 players.
Austin's just everywhere, and in the end it takes that ball over on one from Palmer to do the job. As we said, not always pretty, but wow, it's effective.
Mel Coots is feeling that as well. I don't know if she's got her knee heavily strapped. And
but what a time, yeah, she has been struggling with her injuries.
Oh, this could be, I hope this is not bad news. She's not really moved much since. I'd like to just have a look at the replay there. There's no doubt it's the knee. And whether she jumped awkwardly, it was Denise Austin who did the incredible left-handed save. But there's something that Mel Coots has done there that's just twisted.
The medical timeout's been called, that's 5 minutes. And within those 5 minutes, they have to decide whether they're going to carry on or whether they give the game to that of Grimson and Palmer.
Grimson serves. Coots does not look good. Can they just manage these next 2 points though? Oh, Coots really is struggling here. And she cuts up across the net. Denise Austin is ringleading the cheers from the crowd here. But Mel Coots is not looking a well woman at all, is she?
Yeah, but what a shot. You would never afford it with that cut shot under pressure. Struggling with one knee. And she hits a shot like that to bring on match point.
Well, what an incredible match this has been. Mel Coots is serving. She's only got one good leg by the looks of it. She's not moving well. Oh, they've taken the match. Vicky Palmer's put it into the net. And Mel Coots can hardly walk. She's looking very comfortable. And the girls are getting a little bit emotional there as well. What a great match. And you know, you've got to take your hats off to the girls in blue for really making it a good match.
Yeah, they'll be disappointing, but wow, I think it was very much Coots and Austin bringing their A game to the party. Not anything that the girls in blue did too wrong today.
Yeah.
But what a performance that is from Austin and Coots.
Mel Coots sustaining a nasty knee injury there late in the match, and we'll see how she fares in the final. Coming up next, we've got some thrilling men's action. Don't go away. Welcome back to the 4th stage of the Volleyball England Beach Tour, and we've got a cracking semi-final coming up here now. Robin Midzbrodsky and Kurt Pittman, a new pairing, up against Oliver Kimber and Aidan Tutton. First set was thrilling, 22-20. We're going to join it at the beginning of the second.
Well, here they come out for the second set. Halfway through, it's 7-3, team in red. Just starting to move away. A couple of errors from the team in blue, a few service errors from Tutton. Kimber receives the serve. Now Kimber comes in for the big hit, and Brodsky, what a monster block that is.
Huge from Robin, that. Lines up on Kimber's left shoulder. And Kimber turns and hits that one straight in. Brodsky's block and commanding lead now, I think, this one.
And that's exactly why we were just saying a few points ago, why we're not seeing the big hits so much. That one came off Brodsky's head. Yeah.
That's a big hit from Kimber. I think he felt like he might have had a point to prove after the last one.
Well, I think maybe during that last time out that the team in blue have decided to go back to base and go back to their default way of playing. And if Brodsky is going to be blocking them, then so be it. And there's a big block the other way.
They changed to a cross-court block. Good tactic from Kimber and Tartan.
Well, this is what timeouts are for, isn't it? Because they've just won 3 points in a row.
That's a great comeback, this.
That's a really good use of a timeout. Change tactics. Oh, and a lovely little pokey there from Brodsky.
Tartan disappointed with that one because he didn't quite hold still. He went to the left, but then the ball went to the right, and because his energy and his speed was going the other way, hard to change direction.
Yeah. 9-5, the red team lead. They've still got that 4-point margin. Well, there's quite a few players who've come and sat down to watch this one as well. I think a lot of the players wanted to see this match. You know it's going to be a quality match if the players are sitting down to watch it. Oh, another big block from Robin Brodsky. And Kimber's talking to himself there. He's, you know, what can you do? He's 6'7", 6'8". He's jumping up high. Somebody's blocking it.
Yeah, he's angry, Kimber. I just think that he could take the ball a little bit higher there. Go over the top, but he can be really proud with the way that he's playing at the moment.
Oh, nice touch this time. And that's, you know, those are the tactics, isn't it? Like we just watched the girls at the ladies semi-final, and there wasn't many big hits at all. They were all just touching it over into the gaps, and you know,
it's important not to be too one-dimensional.
Yeah.
In beach volleyball, use a range of different shots.
Good block from Kimber.
Good comeback that day from Kimber and Tartan. Now Tartan getting involved with the referee. There's a lot at stake in this game.
Yeah, he's having there's a bit of mind games going on here. Tartan's having a bit of a smile. He had a little chit chat with the ref in the first set.
See, we got oh wow, ace from Kimber. He definitely wears his heart on his sleeve, Kimber.
But excuse me, the score's suddenly gone to 10-9, and we were saying a couple of minutes ago, this match looks a little bit as if it's over. There was a good 4-point lead for the Reds. They're right back in this, and that's a great judge from the Reds.
11-9.
Robin judged that one perfectly, didn't he? That was so close to touching the line.
He's done very well there, Brodsky. Let that one whistle past him. This race to 21, still game on.
One of the most beautiful venues for beach volleyball here at Weymouth. Kimber's gone for the angle again, and again it pays off.
You see that because of his height, Kimber can really play shots at a fast pace and at an awkward angle, so it's really, really hard to defend.
Yeah. Aidan Tutton to serve. Very tight this second set, and that one's good.
Cross-court block again, and it works again. We saw earlier on in the set that Kimber lined up cross-court and got the block this time. Brodsky shoots line and it goes out of play. Tutton to serve again. And that is persistence on defense that pays off. Great touch with the outside hand from Tutton, and with those big levers attached to Ollie Kimber, he can place the ball in court, and they've got the lead here. They're 4 points down, and they've got the lead from nowhere.
Good rally here. Block from Kimber is so good. He's so high over the net.
Both sides rallying so well there, Adrian. Titan's just eating everything on defence at the moment, and it just opened up that 2-point gap, so a bit more comfort. And what a pressure serve that is.
Oh, brilliant play, great defence.
So
They're all over the place.
Swing to go 3 points up it. Oh, cut shot.
Nice. Kimber.
So unorthodox again. His body's facing down the line. His arms operating away from his shoulder. But hey, it works for Kimber. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Great shot from him, especially at this time.
Pittman's still trying to get sand out of his face. He ate a bit of sand on that shot. This is a big chance now. And that's out. Absolutely, 19-17. Big chance now for the Blues. Kimber's going to have a go at this one. Will he go for the power? He's gone for the loop, and it's worked again. They've got a tactic here that's winning points against the Reds.
He goes line over again. He shoots it fast. It wins the point. I mean, Kimber, he's been impressive in his side out. They've gone after him, and they've asked him the question many times today. And he's been phenomenal in his side out play.
Mr. Brodsky puts the power shot in.
Great up from Tudden. It's going to be Pittman again with the swing.
Oh my goodness. There's some power in that one. But they will now have a side out opportunity here. Receiving serve. 20-18. There's 2 set points.
Such an athlete, Pittman. That's a huge hit from him.
They've gone to Tutton. They don't want Kimber hitting this one. They're putting the pressure on Tutton. And he's put it into the corner. He's responded to that serve. And the Blues have tied it up. It's 1 set apiece. So here we go. Tie break set. It's there's been nothing in it, has there? I'm just looking. It was 22-20 to the Reds in the first set and 21-19 to the Blues in the second set. So exactly same number of points scored, 41 points apiece, and now it's down to the first of 15 in the third.
And both teams will need a good start here. You look at the body language of the Blues, they're up for this one. The Reds, a lot of people's favourites for this competition. Got to start well here.
Yeah, the Blues lost a match earlier in the... oh, they're on fire at the moment. They lost a match earlier on the Saturday, and as something was said in the first set, that they've had to play 7 matches to get through to this stage. They've gone through the losers bracket, or repechage, I suppose you call it in rowing, where they get another chance. You have to lose 2 matches to be out of the competition. Oh, that's a big hit from Mr. Brodsky.
But you know what, in some ways, for the likes of these two, Tutton and Kimber, they haven't played with each other a lot, so maybe the amount of games that they played yesterday coming back is good practice for them, and now they know each other a lot better, and the level they're playing compared to last weekend, they're 3 or 4 levels up.
Yeah, well, certainly having had 7 matches under their belt. The other pairing in red, they've won all their matches so far, so they've only had 3 matches to get through to this semi-final.
The control here is unbelievable. Aidan Tutton is just eating everything up in defence. And what a way to finish.
Yeah, great hit from Tutton. He's not only defending, but he's putting in the big hit into the corner as well. Superb play.
He really is playing well, Aidan Tutton. They complement each other well here. You know, Kimber's got such a big block. Now, the bigger the block, it means that you've got more time to scamper around it. So if the ball goes over the block, the bigger the block means you've got more time to actually go and get the ball and chase it down. Tutton's so fast in defence.
Mr. Brodsky comes in for the hit, but he loops it over Kimber again. Oh, and Tutton, well, he's joyed with a bit of confidence from that previous hit earlier. He went for it big time there again. This time it's just a fraction long. So that really is how close it is between these two teams now. Tutton's gone for a little loop, but it didn't come off at all.
Just hang it in the air. We're able to get his hand on that. It's 4-3 here in the deciding set. And it's on to race to 15, remember. Shorter set. The winner of this will go through to the final.
Great set from Tutton.
Oh, well done. That was difficult because Kimber didn't give him the best defence at all, best shot at all to play off.
Yeah, leaked that one a little bit. Kimber on the pass, but he made up for it with a beautiful line shot.
4 points each. Third set, it's the first of 15. Mitski Brodsky puts in the big pile driver. There's no getting that one back.
Beautiful swing from him, really, really good shot from Robin Mietza-Brodsky. He just got a 1 point advantage, but they'll be happy with the way that they've come out in this third set, sorry.
Here's Kimber. Oh, great play. But Kurt Pittman definitely not too pleased with his own contribution there, putting his partner in big trouble.
Yeah, the hat's off.
But it just shows that if Pittman was a recent fourth in the World Championships, he's just shows the level of the Volleyball England Beach Tour itself.
Yeah, it's getting better all the time, especially when our indoor players come back from playing professional volleyball. Obviously, they're full-time athletes, big guys too. They come back to play on the tour, it only makes it stronger.
Ollie Kimber just talks to one of his friends in the crowd and says, "Did you get a picture of that?" That was a photo moment. Well, you'll probably get a still shot on the TV show. They seem to be enjoying themselves as well as competing really hard.
Nothing to lose this pair here, really. Not expected to win this one, we said before, but the main thing is that they believe in themselves. Obviously, Aidan Tutton is no mug. He's played in the Olympic Games for Australia. Really not to be underestimated, really.
No. Kimber serves. And Kimber and Mitski have a tussle at the net. And, well, when they've had those, Mitski has been the one who's tended to come out on top.
For me, yeah, I don't know what how the replay looks on that one, but basically you need to take, if you're going to joust, you need to take it at the highest possible point and push for your life.
That's it. Oh, nice little move. An interesting defence from VEBT. I think that's the first time we didn't see Mitski go for a pure block at the net. And I think, as you say, keep mixing it up in defence and attack.
Dropped it off. You'll see the difference now is because the men are hitting the ball a little bit harder, that they have to block more, but not that time. Hey, way to go from Aidan.
Yeah.
Ball's passed wide.
His partner didn't put the best set up, but Aidan Tutton somehow managed to turn that into a winning point. Just hit it high over the net. And now, 8-7, the Reds lead.
Again, you know, a lot of people think you have to play this orthodox game. That was a little bit leaked to the right there from Kimber, but Aidan made up for it over on 2. Doesn't matter how you win them.
Oh, what a block from Kimber.
That's a big block from Kimber at a pretty big time in the game. You know, we talk about this quite a lot, but you know, you've got here 8-all now, and well, it could have been 9-7.
Well, that block as well, you know, that wasn't a big hit that came in. That was one that was looped over. Oh, and the official has called a lift again. Serve comes in. Mitski, not the best sets, but he's got it back. Here's a chance. Good defence from Tutton.
Bump Cuddy. And an overpass.
Kimber's doing a lap of honour. Oh, and they're giving a touch on the net. The point has gone to Reds. Well, I'm afraid we haven't got access to the replay here from our commentary position, but did that touch the net or not? Well, you see this at home.
We've just seen how things swing in roundabouts. Pittman unhappy with his his lift on the set in the previous point, and then Kimber with the net touch. He's really not happy.
No.
And the way that I see it as a referee is, you have to see how a player reacts. And you know by their reaction whether they made the felony or not. And Kimber's reaction running around the crowd probably suggested that he didn't believe he hit the net.
No, he certainly didn't feel it. That's a great block from Mr. Brodsky. Chance for Kimber. Gone across court.
Great touch from Pittman.
Big hit.
Oh, wow.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant play.
What a rally, finished in a spectacular way from Mr. Mietz-Brodsky. They enjoyed that one. But both defenders coming up with some class shots there, Adrian.
Oh, that was just incredible to watch. Well, what a match we've had here. It's probably the best match I think I've seen all season so far. Really high quality. 11-9, the Reds lead. Kimber comes in for the touch and and a little bit of nerves there maybe.
Might be 13-9, but this game really has swung in roundabout, so.
Oh, this is really superb play. Kimber puts absolutely everything into that.
There we go, match point. Pittman and Mietz-Brodsky.
5 match points for the team in red. They've just come away in the last few points. Here's a chance. Pittman comes in. It's the big one. And that's the match. What a game, Louis.
I mean, that's a fantastic game of volleyball. I haven't seen many of that standard on the tour this year. Lots of respect there between the two teams. I mean, there has to be a winner and a loser. But that was worthy of a final, Adrian, that one.
Well, a brilliant match. We're going to have a great final no matter what. And it's Robin Mietz-Brodsky and Kirk Pittman who win 22-20, 19-21, 15-9 over Oliver Kimber and Aidan Tutton.
So after that great first men's semi-final, we've got another one coming up as well. Jake Sheaf and Chris Gregory up against Phil Smith and Tom Lord in the men's second semi.
So here we go, 11-10 to the Reds. Chris Gregory and Jake Sheaf. This one is very tight indeed. Phil Smith and Tom Lord on the right-hand side. Big one from Phil Smith. Phil tends to not really go for those dink shots. He tends to just go for raw power.
Yeah, you know, when he's that high, and he'll have a high percentage of kills when he's hitting the ball that hard. So why not? If that's your strength, play to it.
Lord hits the net. And a touch on the net from Smith. He's just trying a little bit too hard.
Back to serve from the RF careers end, Jake Sheaf.
12-11.
Looking to get his 4th consecutive
Jake
final
Sheaf
on
again
the in the beach tour.
With this jump serve. It's gone very well for him so far. Another great serve.
Some action on that ball there. Oh, and a monster block from Chris Gregory.
Phil Smith goes placement this time, but the only place it finds is the middle of Chris Gregory's hands, and it lands right by his feet.
Yeah. There's no coming back there. There's a little grin from Gregory towards Smith. Yep. That one was mine, my friend. Here we go again. The big boys go head to head. Oh. Well, what's Tom Lord querying here? They just got that lead. Sheaf again puts in a fearsome serve. Some quite worrying looking clouds on the horizon coming towards us as well. Oh, unlucky Gregory. That could have gone anywhere, but he just didn't get enough height on it. And the blue team, just from a fitness point of view as well, they're going to want to try and finish this in 2 sets if possible. They don't want to get to a third and be even more tired.
Right.
There's a final to come in about an hour and a half's time.
Well, you see that actually the team that just played, Robin Mietz-Brodsky and Kirk Pittman, although their game went to 3 sets, they've got an extra game's rest, which is quite important before the final.
Yeah.
Where the team here, you've got the ladies' final up next on centre court, and then it's straight back to the men again. So there's a little slight advantage there for Mietz-Brodsky and Pittman just to have that extra time to, you know, relax and get some fluids and food on board.
Should getting a nice little massage on some table somewhere at the moment. There's a few massage tables around and a bit of physio. So as you can see, these games are very physically demanding, and these players are coming off here sometimes in bits.
Yeah.
Well, that's another point that's gone against the Reds from 15-11. That's 3 points in a row. 15-14 now, and this is a worrying little trend now for the Reds. They've built up a lead, and suddenly it's going against them. Oh, big hit from Sheaf. Lord can't do anything with that.
Nice set was the call from Sheaf. I'm sure Chris Gregory didn't need to be told that was a nice set after he saw the spike from Sheaf. Pretty much said it in his actions.
Smith over the top. Straightforward stuff from the Blues. Now that's what you call a side out, isn't it, really? That, you know, you've received the ball, it wasn't a heavy serve, and you just have to put it together a nice point, get the ball back.
Make it count. That's definitely not easy out there, is it, when the breeze picks up? Especially when it's inconsistent, because 1 minute's there, 1 minute's not, and you really have to focus on what the conditions are doing.
That's a big hit from Lord. Went through Gregory. Sheaf just bent his fingers back trying to keep that. This is really, really tight. 17-16, the Reds lead. This is a big serve now for Phil Smith. Oh, that was close to being out. Gregory's up, but he's strong enough. Phil Smith took a guess and went left, and Chris Gregory went straight down the middle.
Just 3 points needed now to go to another third and final set. We've seen a few go to 3 sets today. Hey, 3 of the 4 semi-finals would have gone to 3 sets if this one goes to a tie break.
18-17, and this is very, very tight. Tom Lord with the serve. He probably won't hold back here. Oh, he does. Well, there you go. Maybe his confidence after that last one. Gregory's got a chance.
He's serving to a position there. Lord, instead of going strong, trying to serve deep on Gregory, pays dividends.
Yeah. Phil Smith explaining there that it wasn't his fingers, but it was the net that the ball touched. And I think Jake Sheaf just acknowledging that that was the case.
Jake Sheaf being told just to peg it back a bit.
18-all. Jake just wants an extra 5 seconds just to compose himself. Here we go. Oh, nice cross court. He was out of court there, Sheaf. Oh, lovely touch from Lord. That was a big point. And when it matters, the Blues have just taken the lead. And I think this is the first time they've led in this second set. And what a time to take the lead, 19-18.
They've stayed there or thereabouts the whole way through the set.
Oh, nicely read from Tom Lord. Oh, that didn't go well though. That wasn't a good set from Smith. Oh, but he's made up for it with the block. What a block.
Ladies and gentlemen, the score is 2018 set. Match point for place in the finals. Get a big clap here in the grandstand.
Here we go, 2018, the Blues lead. Tom Lord to serve. He's gone with a floating serve. Gregory doesn't do so well. Still alive. Lord with the hit. And it's wide. Oh, Lord thought it was good. It's a point to the Reds.
On the grandstands in the marquee. Here we go.
So now Jake Sheaf, is he going to go for the big heavy one? He has done. Smith's going to have a chance here. Oh, what a block! Oh!
The crowd go mad on that one. What a time for Gregory to get a roofing block like that.
Well, just when you needed the block of the match, Chris Gregory comes up with it. All 6'10" of him. Smith's up now. Oh, he's done it again! Twice in a row!
Can you believe it? They've come from 2 set points, set and match points down, to all of a sudden being set point up.
Well, come off the hour, come off the man. Chris Gregory, 2 monster blocks at the net. They've now got set point themselves to tie this up at 1-all. Smith's gone long! Oh, unbelievable!
Can you believe it? They were 2 match points down and they saved it to sneak the set. It's come from nowhere.
Incredible.
Look at the body language now off of Sheaf and Gregory.
Welcome back on to the main court. Our gorgeous Judy Story.
So here we go. Here's the tiebreaker set. We've just had the most incredible turnaround in that second set. And now it's tiebreaker time. And the Reds, who are really on a run of it at the moment, continue that run, take the first point. Louis, what an incredible turnaround there. Chris Gregory putting in 2 monster blocks just when it was needed.
Yeah, brilliant from him. This time it's over the top. He really came to the party then when it was needed. And you just feel that there's a real big momentum shift here.
Yeah.
Jake Sheaf is starting to...
Well, Jake has just put 5 serves in and won 5 points.
Yeah.
And here he comes again. And that one's wide. Well,
he's oozing confidence at the moment, Sheaf. Oozing with confidence.
He's a very happy man indeed.
So Phil Smith to serve. It's always hard losing the second set because you do feel like you've got to get back into the game somehow and you've got to get the momentum back. And it all works with a good start now.
Oh, well done, Tom Lord. We go again. Gregory's going to come in for the hit. Oh, and again,
Tom Lord, that's
saved.
Superb.
Oh, what a shot from Sheaf. He is on fire.
He hits that with a big thud, doesn't he? You hear it hit the sand. Just with a big thud. Beautiful shot, and he's really fired up now, Sheaf.
Power behind those shots from Sheaf. He's not holding back whatsoever. Considering when they had the timeout, the end of the second set, he was they were too much points down. It was 2018. They took a timeout, and they've never looked back since.
No, completely right. That timeout changed proceeding. Wow, that's a big angle cross court from Phil Smith.
There's a fair bit of rain in the air, but there's none actually hitting the ground at the moment, so let's hope it stays that way. We've still got 2 matches to go here. And of course, Robin Mr-Brodsky and Pittman will be very happy to see that this match is going into a third as they lie up and rest their muscles for the final.
Yeah, I think from what we've seen, whatever team makes the final to play against Brodsky and Pittman, it's going to be an unbelievable showdown, don't you think?
Yeah. Jake Sheaf comes in, tries the big serve, doesn't go. You just feel that there's just been a little dip here.
It's a calm before the storm that's going to arrive in a minute.
Yep.
Because it's going to get closer and closer to the end of the set. More pressure. And there's not going to be that scope to make mistakes.
Going well for the Reds. They're 6-3 up. They're nearly at the halfway point. Of course, the third set, known as a tiebreaker, it's first to 15. Tom Lord comes to the hit, but Gregory's at the net with him. And a judgment.
Call from the referee is that a hand over the net from Chris Gregory. Sheaf didn't like that one.
Well,
it's just a joust, but
yeah, it's an interesting because I think the ball wasn't actually central, was it? And you could say that Tom Lord hadn't even decided what shot he was going to play. And that was the issue, wasn't it? That Tom Lord wasn't even given an option as to play a shot. It was Gregory's hands was on it. Good block from Smith. Now there's an example where he touched the net, but actually that wasn't considered as a...
Yeah, not affecting the players.
Not affecting the play. The ball was already going down by the time he touched it afterwards. Oh, what a sleight of hand shot from Gregory.
Seen power from Gregory now. We see a lovely little bit of placement. Short ball down the line.
So the boys in red, 2 points clear. The score's 7-5.
Even our MC's commenting on that. I don't think we've seen many of those little subtle shots from Gregory before. Big serve from Sheaf. But Smith and Lord handle that one easily enough.
You've got to remember that Lord and Smith had 2 match points in the previous set. And they opened the door for Sheaf and Gregory to come back into this game. And now they find themselves 1 point behind.
Women's final coming up after this match. Oh, Jake Sheaf. Well, he certainly had his big breakfast this morning, because he's putting in some very meaty hits.
He's very athletic, Sheaf. Very, very quick. Gets up high, and it's a beautiful hard hit.
Oh, and that's unlucky. Gregory goes to the touch. It's off Phil Smith.
One of those awkward times when actually Tom Lord would have preferred it if his partner didn't touch that ball. Tom Lord was all over that one, and unfortunately it did just take a deflection off the top of Phil Smith's block, and it opens up a 3-point lead.
So it's Chris Gregory going back to serve from the mark here.
Chris Gregory to serve. Doesn't serve the heavy ones. He tends to float them in. And Gregory again with a sleight of hand. And what a turnaround this is. It's 10-6 for the team in red.
Coming back from a set down, they now lead.
What a turnaround indeed.
They've got a 4-point lead here, and they must have taken the favourites tag for this one now.
Oh, nicely done from Lord into the corner. But I think the blue team will know that the fate of this match isn't totally in their hands now. 10-7. The Reds are going to get a reception of serve here. They're going to have a chance to do something with it. Here we go. And if they can put an unbeatable return in. Oh, it's been defended. Well done, Tom. Tom Lord, superb
Full
dive
stretch
across.
again. Jake Sheaf with a chance to convert down the line.
Oh, and he's played it beautifully.
Keeps his hand up like he's just shot a 3-pointer in basketball. He enjoyed that one. Wrist over the top of the ball.
He knows that was an important one. 11-7.
Again, we've said it before, but that's the difference between 10-8 or 11-7, and that's a much bigger comfort zone.
Yep. Tom Lord comes in with a pile driver. Gregory does the block, but it goes his side of the net. 11-8. But of course, this is the issue now. The Reds they will receive serve, and they'll have a chance here to make a move out of this. Here we go. Chris Gregory is going to have an opportunity.
Bring him into the middle.
Oh, but Blues have defended it. And now we're into open play.
Gregory's got another swing.
Oh,
what a
brilliant
touch.
from Lord. Oh, what a brilliant rally.
Jake Sheaf really has taken this by the scruff of the neck. The outstanding today, Jake Sheaf. The ball's dug over high, and he knew exactly what he was doing.
Tom Lord is throwing himself all over the court at the moment, trying to keep this match alive. Oh, big hit from Phil Smith. Back to 12-9. But these are the crucial points, aren't they, Louis? These are the crucial points now, where the Blues are serving, and the Reds will get a reception here.
It's whether they can side out, really. Lord needs a good run of serves here, and Chris Gregory really needs to side out.
It's a big gust of wind blowing just at this moment.
All he can do is hit the defender. That's a good pull.
Oh! Appeal for touching the net. That net is not moving to me.
We're back to 10-12. And now this is a big point here, because they need a side out to take them to 13-10.
Yeah.
Gregory Sheaf, well, really, if the Blues can take this one, they're back to just 1 point now, the difference.
Lord went for the little floater. Might regret that one, and he will regret it, because the Reds handled that one easily.
Phil Smith angry with that one, because I think he felt that he didn't quite take as much of the line there on the block as he could have done. Angry reaction from Smith.
2 points away from the match.
In need of a side out now, the Blues. But Sheaf's all over it again.
Oh, that's long. That is long. And it's 13-11. And this is the biggest point of the match now. 13-11. This is a really big point.
They've gone back on Sheaf.
Going to go to Sheaf. Oh, and will they regret that one? Because Sheaf has been on fire all match, and they've been hitting Gregory time and time again off the serve. You know, why would you go to Sheaf?
I think they were maybe trying to make Jake Sheaf set the ball and put him under pressure with the set.
Yeah.
But he's answered the question well there, Gregory.
Match point. Match point.
Well
Brilliant play from Smith. Cross court. Ball was behind him. No problem, Mr. Smith.
So here, really, you side out and you win the match.
This is it now.
Or if the blue team win this one, the pressure goes up for the team in red.
Gone to Gregory. Gregory will be the one who gets the hit. He's gone long and it's red by Lord. Oh, they've done it! They have done it! What a performance from Chris Gregory and Jake Sheaf!
What a performance. I spoke to them earlier and they saying they weren't playing their best because they haven't had as much practice as they would have liked, but man, they came to the party then. Phenomenal display from Sheaf and Gregory. Remember, they were two match points down and they've come back to earn a place in this afternoon's final. What a game.
Yeah. Great performance, and what a match that was. And we've still got the final to come. What a great weekend of beach volleyball we're getting here at Weymouth. The women's final, Denise Austin and Mel Coots against Laura Plonka and Gabriela Madrica. A lot of questions now looking towards Mel Coots, who injured her knee in the semi-final. How will she stand up in the final? Madrica comes in. She's poked it long and it's touched the line. Right on the line. And it's going to be the Blues that have the first set point.
Game of inches, beach volleyball. And that's a great shot at a very important time.
Oh, they've done it. They have done it. The Blues have taken the first set. And that's going to be a tough one. Mel Coots is really struggling with the knee. She's really walking back awkwardly.
They've been very busy this week. I think they've had...
Here we go, set number 2.
So here we go with set 2. Gabby Madrica to serve. And it's a long way with Mel Coots and the knee injury, and it's a long way to come back now to win 2 more sets, having already tweaked your knee in the first set as well.
Yeah, she's going to be aware of that, Coots, that not only the knees struggling, but also they're 1 set to kneel down, and mentally it's going to be fairly draining, but they're definitely not the pair that give up, so I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something out of the hat here, but
yeah,
fairly unlikely. See how she's jumping.
No, Plonka just getting the set wrong there, getting the dig. And quite often you see the players are looking towards the desk here, towards the cameras, and what they're doing is there's an official's desk when they're actually telling the players whose turn it is to serve, whether it's number 1 or 2. So that's what they're looking for.
And what a serve that was by Austin, right the way across the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Of Gabby Madrica.
The pressure's certainly on Denise Austin in this match now to really try and step it up. Coots blocks well there. Oh, well done, Mel Coots.
Can't believe she's still dominating the net, even though we spoke before about the struggle with the knee.
Yeah.
2 very good plays there
and you can
from
tell
Mel Coots.
You can tell that hurt her as well. She's still grimacing a little bit. Oh well, the shot's gone wide, and the Reds are still picking up points here.
Yeah, said they won't give up. This team, they've been here and done that so many times. So experienced.
Yeah, they had a really big semi-final, a really tough semi-final. We're taken all the way to 3 sets. It really could have gone either way. Laura Plonker to serve.
Again, Austin goes on 2, trying to take the pressure off of her partner.
Oh.
Mel's been watching Denise do that for the last few days.
Yeah, we're certainly seeing quicker rallies for sure. The Reds aren't really passing it around much, are they? They're getting it back over as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they have to do what they can to win the point, and if they're struggling with injuries, sometimes it's good just to get the ball back and put the pressure back on the other side and try and force an error.
This time, Larry gets the better of Val at the net.
Cooch receives, Austin goes on 2 again. They're really trying to keep Austin away from, Coots away from trouble. And it certainly is affecting the flow of the match, there's no doubt.
It's 6-4 now. And they lead by 1 set to 0.
But, you know, hats off to the girls in red. They could easily have said, you know, let's call it a day. There's no way. But, you know, there's a couple of 3 points and you never know where things go.
Yeah, as we keep saying, don't be surprised, even with the injury, if it's still not a very, very close game.
Yep, they just keep putting it in. They've just got that ability to win easy points. That one was out. Men's final to come. That promises to be a really big one. Austin again goes on 2. Not even going to try a 3rd set.
Scrappy, but great work to get the ball back.
Oh, nice hit from Austin.
No block, find the middle of the court. Me, I don't know why the team in blue are dropping the block so early.
Well, it's interesting watching this tactically. The Blues seem to be happy to not block at all, and they're dropping back because, of course, we all know Austin and Coots have got this ability to hit long shots time and time again. You can see there, both the girls in blue dropped back once it came to Austin's hand.
Yeah, it's good. Really, you have to drop back when the ball's been set. That's like your timing as a blocker, that as soon as the ball's been set and you either see that the ball's off the net or the hitter's not going to hit it hard, that's like your trigger to be able to drop off the net.
8-6 to the Blues. Austin plays that shot again with distance. The Blues are looking for that shot, aren't they? They're dropping back all the time. And there's the little cut shot from Austin. Beautifully played.
Little poke there by Denise. 1 point in it now, ladies and gentlemen. 7-8.
7-8. Girls just chatting a little bit of tactics there. And that's a great finish from Plonker.
Yeah, this time it's Plonker's turn to go on 2. Opens up the shoulder, wraps the wrist around the ball. Good work from her.
9-7. Junior finals are taking place on some of the outside courts. We've had quite a few 3-setters here today. So I'm afraid the junior finals have been played on one of the outside courts. Everybody does need to get to bed at a decent time tonight. There's quite a lot of packing up and things to do. And that one, Austin just getting a bit disorientated there with that return. She has a little grin with Coots. They've shared a lot. Denise Austin only 1 place away from reaching the Athens Olympics in 2000. She was 1 spot out on the list.
Again, that's a lovely shot from Austin. The block's peeled again. Shoots the ball hard at the defender that's just pulled the block.
And by 1 set to 0.
Gamu Midrika serves, 15-13 ahead. Getting towards the business end of this second set now. And the Blues have led throughout. Go long. And Kurt's just not able to react to that one at all. And at the end of the day, your movement, your knee's giving you pain, your movement is restricted. It affects a lot of things in your game. Oh, Coots and Austin nearly hit each other there.
And he's diving on to that. It's 17-13.
4-point lead in this final.
Gabi Madrica serves and puts it straight into the net, and that was a, well, I've got to call it clearly, that was a terrible serve. And there's an example, in fact our MC just said it, use the timeout, your arm feels a bit cold, and that serve, to be honest, it hit the bottom of the net, it could have easily gone underneath.
We see it so many times in beach volleyball that you call a timeout, you come back out and you just, the timeout gives a chance for your focus to change onto something completely different. And it's really important you come out and you get your pre-serve routine right before you serve. Oh wow, back on one.
Big hit from Coots, but that's defended beautifully.
It's 19-14.
19-14.
I was getting carried away, sorry.
2 points away from winning the title. That one is out though. So the 2011 champions look as if they're going to win it again here. Mal Coots, 19-15. The Reds need a run of points quickly. And there's one, a couple of them forced errors from the blue.
As they change hands, 19-16.
Well.
Isabel working their way around the court.
19-16. Mal Coots to serve. Big points coming up now. Austin keeps that up brilliantly alive. Here's a chance now. Plonker comes in down the line and she's put it on the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, that line shot, it takes a set.
It's now 4 championship points for Laura Plonker. And the server here, Gabi Madrica. The serve's a tough one. Reds are in trouble, but Austin has played a beautiful shot.
What a shot from Austin, under pressure. Leaks the pass a little bit right. Great recovery play from Coots. And it's just a wise little knuckle shot down the middle. Good enough to win the point.
Still 3 match points here, 3 championship points. And that's done it. Madrica and Plonker take the title.
There it is. Fantastic display from Madrica and Laura Plonker. Thoroughly deserved from Austin and Coots. Coots really against all odds after that knee injury. A phenomenal effort from them.
Well, they take the applause. A great final and a win for Plonker and Madrica.
Welcome back to the Volleyball England Beach Tour, stage number 4 here at Weymouth, and we've got a men's final to savour. Jake Sheaf and Chris Gregory up against Robin Midzbrodsky and Kirk Pittman. We're going to watch it in full.
Not a great start there, really, you could say, as the blue team puts the ball straight out of play. Chris Gregory in red on the right hand side with Jake Sheaf, and it's Kirk Pittman and Robin Midzbrodsky who's just received a ball here on the right hand side. Some talent here. We had 2 absolutely incredible semi-finals, so entertaining, both of them. And the red team had match points against them in their semi-final, and Chris Gregory came up with 2 absolute monster blocks when the moment mattered, and the Reds never looked back.
Yeah, we've really got a game on our hands here.
Yeah.
The semi-finals were brilliant. These guys have already met each other once this weekend. They met last thing yesterday.
Oh, take that. And what was the score yesterday?
2-1 to Kirk and Robin in the blue jerseys.
Okay.
Good, very good game. But I think this one will be even closer.
Yeah.
As we said, you know, Chris Gregory, he's been out for a while and he hasn't had much game time. Now, that means the longer this tournament goes on, the better he's going to get, because he just needs to get back into it.
Well, you even felt it in the semi-final, didn't you? That, you know, as the match progressed, you felt that the Reds were getting better and better and almost learning as they were going along.
Yeah, those boys were pumped.
Yeah.
Those boys were pumped in the semi-final, and look at that again.
Another big swing by Chris Gregory off the block.
Well, Jake Sheaf is looking for a unique hat-trick here. He's won the last 2 events with different partners. This would be his 3rd event in a row that he'd have won, and each with a different partner. There's not many people who's had that record on the VEBT over the years.
No.
We'd have to look through the record books to try and see if we had anything similar, but it's a very unique thing. Oh, Gregory hits the top of the tape.
Just see him, he just drops his hand a little bit, doesn't take it as high or as early as he should have done. Yeah. Change of end, but a good start here. Like, there's definitely intent from both sides to really get after this early and get a good start.
Yeah. Tell me, Louis, if you do win a VEBT event, usually your partner's a keeper, isn't he? So to do it 3 times in a row, to win an event, and now you're changing him, and here we are.
Yeah.
Now Chris Gregory obviously is his true partner, who he'd agreed to play with at the start of the season.
Yeah, and Jake's done a little bit of mixing up just because of the health problems and for Chris Gregory. And it just happens that Jake Sheaf is one of those players that can play with one of a few people and still get the result that he would like.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great rally. This really is good play. Mr. Zabrowski's not too happy with something there. And I'm not sure what they're really... Both players in blue are...
There's a touch on the block there. So that's 4 touches.
You see this, you know, we've seen a more aggressive approach from Pittman than we have previously. Like, I really think that, you know, player of his caliber, he's literally beating every top team in the world. And it's almost a pleasure to have him playing on these sands at Weymouth.
Yeah.
And look at that, that's a lovely serve.
What a cracking serve.
He's serving directly into the wind there. You see that the wind's blowing right into him there if you serve right to left from that end.
And again, he's just put in a little dinky one. Gregory comes up with a big hit off the top of Mr. Zabrowski. And that's gone wide. Reds have started well here, but it's still 6-5 to the Blues. Blues had a very good early part of this opening part of the match. Zabrowski comes in and just places that one over.
For me there, Jake thought that the line ball was on and he almost shot off to the right hand side of the court, but actually because he'd already made that move, he couldn't adjust his body position to play the ball that was to the left of him.
Well, there was the big hit from Mr. Zabrowski, but that's long. Touched the top of the net on the way.
1 point in it now.
Oh, it's been a great pleasure here this weekend. Lovely beach volleyball. All the players camp. We've had an excellent field. The quality of the field. Some of the players who've not even made it into the second day have been pretty astounding. And these are the best of the best. And 8-6, the Blues lead. The Reds really did look down and out at one stage in their semi-final. They had match points down, and you've got to say that both Jake Sheaf and Chris Gregory really stepped up and produced something quite amazing. That wasn't very amazing there from Chris Gregory.
Yeah, a little leak on the pass there. But you see Kirk Pittman, he might not serve the toughest, but everything he does serve is for a reason.
Yeah.
Serving across deep on Gregory, that's a very effective serve.
Oh, that's a good hit from Gregory. And this is the quandary, and these are the tactics that happen in beach volleyball. You know, the blue team, who do they serve to? Do they serve to Jake Sheaf, who was on fire in the semi-final?
Yeah, well, you know, the presence that Gregory brings on the net, and Jake Sheaf's such a good setter as well, that really,
yeah,
it makes it such a tough decision because Jake was siding out so well in the semi-final.
Yeah.
Good
That's
control
nice
from Gregory.
Oh, good movement, good speed, and he's just wide.
You just see there, you can see Jake Sheaf, great idea. He just over-rotates his feet, so his feet are pointing outside the court, so the ball follows that way.
Robin Zabrowski to serve. 10-7 ahead in this first set.
But we saw them come
Here's
from behind.
Gregory. Oh my goodness.
That line
That's
shot.
6'10" of power into the far corner. That was pretty unplayable, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's so big and he hits the ball so hard, and if you play the ball that deep, I mean, when you spike the ball, it's a really good option to try and spike the ball to the last metre of the court, because it just makes it so difficult to defend.
Yeah. Gregory's there with the block.
There by Chris Gregory. Ball just out of play though. Just kindly pointing to the spot where it was. Jake has a quick look. So 11-8 is a score here at the first set.
There's a fair bit of pressure on the officials here in these matches as well. You know, these are all international players here, and there's a lot of experience. Oh, big hit!
He's brought that back into the middle, and Jake Sheaf crushes it. Boom from Sheaf. It's a massive hit from him.
Well, there's two big athletes on the red side of the net, and that's one of the really unique features.
Yeah, well, there he didn't have any other options. His body weight there, it was coming right the way across the court, through the middle. He only had one way he could hit that ball.
And we're going to take time out the score, 12-9.
Well, Blues leading 12-9. They're somehow keeping ahead. The Reds are really fighting hard. It's a high-quality match. Well, we just found out from during that timeout, there's quite a lot of support for the team in red here, because it is England versus a combination of New Zealand and Scotland on the right-hand side. They're wearing good colours for New Zealand and Scotland, really, aren't they? So that one was just wide, and it's another point to blue. Robin Mitsubotsky to serve. Oh, that's a big one. And it's on. Oh, it's called on the line. We're going to have a look at this. The line judge said it was in. Well, they're having a look.
Kirk Pittman wants the referee to see the ball mark. Big protest this from the blue side.
Yep.
They're pretty adamant that that ball was out.
Well, I think we may get a change of mind, in which case the Reds aren't going to be very happy at all.
Referee taking advice from the set referee, Ray Catewell.
Jake Sheaf now protesting, saying that the referee cannot change his decision, but he actually can. Ray Catewell suggests that the ball was actually out, so Pittman and Robin Mitsubotsky were right to protest, and there's actually a yellow card for Jake Sheaf for protesting.
Yellow card given to Sheaf there. Wow, so that's now 14. Another, well, that really hurts even more now. I don't think there's a lot of love at the moment for the officials from Jake Sheaf. There was a couple of controversial moments in the semi-final.
Make some noise for the boys in red.
Great shot, but it's a great shot over the top from Mitsubotsky there. Extends the elbow, sends the ball flying over the top of the block. We've seen Jake Sheaf dig a lot of those balls today, but that was a bit too good for him that time.
5-point leads now built up here on centre court.
Floating serve from Pittman. Sheaf, he hits those so powerfully. Cross court into the dirt. The Reds are still hanging on in there. And it's Jake Sheaf to serve, and we need some of his special serves here. He's been putting in cracking serves here. Real power, and he went for it, but it didn't go for him.
Instead of setting it. Well watched there by.
Well left from Chris Gregory. Well over the line.
Those shorts don't seem to fit him, Chris Gregory.
He's got a lot of leg to cover.
Yeah.
Oh, nicely played from the Blues. Very, very solid indeed. Kirk Pittman is a class act, and these two are a very strong pairing here today. Well called out from Sheaf.
It's the last two serves from the team in blue that have gone long.
So JC back to serve for the marquee end.
But really, they're still pretty comfortable in this first set.
Jake Sheaf, never usually shy with his serves. Oh, but comfortably handled by the Blues.
That's a great approach from Pittman. He passes the ball more into the middle. He doesn't just charge at the ball, he makes more room for himself. He makes his approach come more from the middle. Swings hard off the block to win the point for his side.
Pittman's up, blocked by Gregory. Sheaf goes for it. Set's not the best. Sheaf has to hit it with his wrong hand. Oh, Gregory reaches brilliantly. Every inch, about 6'10" frame from Chris Gregory. Used. But they've still got a fair few more points to make back here.
Long levers of Sheaf there. Sorry, of Gregory.
Gregory serves. Oh, and it's wide, but did it touch on the way past?
It gets a touch off the block. Robbie just quickly checking with the referee for that. That takes us to 20-14. This is set point.
So 20 points to 14. That shot came off the top of Gregory's fingers. And there's now 6 set points to give the team in blue a 1-set-to-love lead. Gregory goes to the cross court, and one of them is saved. And we'll have a swap of ends. Every 7 points, the players will swap. Good crowd here. It's pretty packed in the promenade right behind us, and most of the seats are taken out on net. And Sheaf goes for the big serve, but it's wide.
So the first set goes to Mitsubrowski and Pittman. Join us after the break for the second set. Welcome to the Volleyball England Beach Tour, stage number 4 here at Weymouth. We've just seen a cracking first set with Mitsubrowski and Pittman winning 21-15, and now we're joining right at the beginning of the second set.
Oh,
Great
nice
touch.
Nice hit, but well defended from Sheaf. Oh, and they keep it alive. Oh, but beautifully played. And Pittman and Mitsubrowski really are looking a class act here today, aren't they? They're making this look easy.
And it's definitely not. They've really upped their level.
Absolutely. They're playing at a very high level indeed. They had a tough semi-final against Oliver Kimber and Aidan Tutton.
Yeah, the one that we saw earlier, I mean, I think they were disappointed with the way that they let Tutton and Kimber really get into the game, and I'm pretty sure they're adamant not to let the same happen here against Sheaf and Gregory.
Of course, this pairing is a new one as well. So, on both sides of the net, they're getting better as the match progresses because they're getting more used to their partner.
Sheaf and Gregory, I think this is their second season, but this year it's been quite broken up for them.
Yeah.
They haven't played all that much together. And I think Robin and Kirk played 2 exhibition matches about 3 weeks ago together. And that's all they've seen of each other.
Chris Gregory serves. Oh, nice hit from Mitsubrowski. No problem there whatsoever.
It's a lovely shot, just turns his shoulders down the line. Buries the ball in the sand.
It's a long day. We've had lots of beach volleyball going on all the outside courts. It's been a big entry here. All the other matches are done on Jake Sheaf. Puts in a monster hit. There's no returning nose. Mitsubrowski tried to get to the net, but just wasn't fast enough.
Means that Sheaf's going to serve next.
Sheaf serves are definitely being given trouble.
Oh, what a touch from Jake.
Brilliant.
A full stretch.
Oh, that's beautifully played, but we're going to have touch from Gregory.
Gregory just touched the net there, so we're also at 3-all in this first set.
He's high, Gregory. This time collides with the net.
Three-all. First set. Sorry, second set. It has been a long day for sure. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful set by
Well,
Tracy. Oh, just
Sheep
a little bit in the wind,
sets that
which
one
Gregory got
so well.
full purchase
And
on
Chris
that
Gregory,
hit. It's 4-3.
it's like he's got some ladders there to get that height. He's so high over the net. And when you set to him like that, he is pretty unplayable.
Yeah, there's only one way that ball's going. He's high. Follows up, unfortunately, with a missed serve.
Yep.
Score is level again.
4-all. This is certainly one of the later finishes we've had on the tour. It just shows how close the matches have been all the way through the day. We've had quite a few tie-break sets.
So there by Shaw, the line person. Extra to a few of those yellow glasses.
Jake Sheaf.
Served well today, Sheaf.
He has.
Jump serve again.
Gets a bit of dip on this one. Oh, that's beautifully played. Mitsobrotsky.
Sides out well, Mitsobrotsky.
Gregory was just trying to get in there, trying to get the block, and Mitsobrotsky just seemed to hit it a little bit earlier than usual, just to dip it over Gregory's reach. And Sheaf just couldn't get round in time. Here's a chance now. Oh, nicely played from Sheaf.
Great shot. He's quick. Played on the World Tour as a blocker, Pittman. Defending today. Just a little bit too far out of his reach.
There's a bit of aggression out there as well. Sheaf, as he played that shot, was saying, get that one. Yeah, you know, you've got to try and wind your opponents up. Any advantage you can get. Gregory
nice
keeps that
set
one.
from Gregory from there.
Oh, well played, the Reds. And they've gone into a 7-5 lead.
Great appreciation there. A fantastic point.
You know, you're having a little bit of luck when the ball comes off the net. Sometimes it goes your way. That one came out nicely for Gregory.
Just off the block. Use it to your advantage and take the point and move on. Guys.
And you just feel a little momentum moving towards the Reds here. Just what you said earlier, Louis. That one's finished nicely by Brodsky.
Well, we saw it in the semi-final, didn't we? They went one set down, and they wouldn't have been happy with the way they started that semi-final, Gregory and Sheaf. But boy, did they come back in the second and third set.
Robin Mitsobrotsky of Scotland. Not a common Scottish name. Oh, that'll do. Gregory calls line. Sheaf goes across, and it will do.
Yeah, the block was on the line, shot the cross. Beautiful shot, that one.
I presume Robin's parents were Polish, or?
Yeah, I'd expect so.
Putting you on the spot, yes.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask him later. Just lulling over the names. Here we go. Pittman comes up for the big hit. Oh, and he's up high.
Against it there, but using that angle well, and the experience that Pittman has.
Well, it just goes to show, you know, it's not always about the big men in beach volleyball. You know, you've got Pittman, who's 6'1", perhaps 6'2", and Gregory, who's 6'10". And Pittman had the better of that encounter, but Gregory gets one back there, and they still maintain that lead. 9-7. Reds are fighting well here. Ooh, that serve was a dangerous one. Touched the top of the net.
Shot in the short knuckle shot. Fails to make it over the net, but good shot all the same. Just unlucky that time, trying to be sly and sneaky on that short shot. Gregory to serve. 3-point lead here.
Still a lot of people out on the sand enjoying the beach. That one's off the top of Gregory.
Off the head there of Gregory's block.
And the Blues really gene themselves up. They don't want to go to another tiebreak as they did in the semi-final. They put themselves into trouble. They want to try and finish this as a 2-0. Reds are going to do everything they can. Oh my goodness.
What an angle from Chris Gregory. That's what height does for beach volleyball.
Now when something like that happens, the opposing team, do you think, well, maybe we're going to serve to the other guy next time? Because the Reds made that look so easy.
I think that They have to just see how much rhythm they play with consistently. If that, oh wow. Followed up with a beautiful block from Gregory.
Monster block.
As the MC says, that's a monster block from Chris Gregory. He's straight on it. It's down like a shot.
Straight into Gregory Towers, as we call him.
Handling error called on Pittman. So here we go, Jake Sheaf. The Reds have just got themselves a little lead here, and the Blues need to respond. Oh, Gregory gets the block, but this time it goes the wrong side of the net.
Looks like that Gregory just didn't form his block quite over the net as he would have liked to. Meant that Pittman could afford to hit the block and watch it go down the side of Gregory and Sheaf.
Sheaf's chance. Oh, and he's looped it. That one's being called. And the officials are going to play on.
That's an unbelievable pickup, because that short line over ball, we said earlier, you don't know whose it is it the defenders or does a blocker need to land and turn, because it's such a hard shot for either of them to get to.
Yeah.
Kurt Pittman's read it like a book and got there so quickly.
Yeah, he was very fast. Well, there's a little bit of complaining going on here with the officials. I think they're getting a little bit ratty. It's been a long day. It's a long, tiring day, and they're just having a little discussion about what a handling error is. And I think there's a little issue going back. Actually, we're going back to the semi-final when there was a handling error called on Pittman, and I think he's still not forgiven the official for calling it.
No.
There's the big one. Down the middle from Sheaf.
Yeah, Pittman prides himself on his hands, and he's actually respected as one of the best setters in the world.
The Blues are certainly strong favourites in this final pre-match. But of course, the team in red, they are the English team, and they are fighting hard in this match, really hard indeed. A bit unlucky there. Just came off Gregory. Sheaf ends up eating a bit of sand.
He still gets over that sand. 11-15.
15-11, the Blues lead. And Robin Mistrobrodsky will serve. Brodsky won the last 2 years' worth of grand finals with Tom Lord. Tom Lord went out in the semi-final with his new partner. Tudis pairing in red. Pittman blocks there, but that goes out. And that's another point for the red team.
Hits the ball hard there. Pittman's up high. Watch his right hand's high. Facing outside of the court, so the ball hits the hand and flies out the side.
Sheaf goes for the big one, but there's a high percentage error with it.
But now, you think that they got 4 points to the good. Now they've got to think if they can side out.
Yeah.
They side out, they win the set here. That's going to be very much their thought process. Irrelevant of what they do on their own serve. If they can side out, they're going to win this set and take it to 3.
Oh, that's a cheeky little serve there from Pittman. And it catches the red team out, and they win the point.
So yeah, now they can really do with a side out. I mean,
just to explain side out very quickly for those who are new to beach volleyball.
A side out is basically winning the point on the opposition serve. To put it in in quite a blunt fashion.
In a way, it's a bit like tennis, but the opposite. It's if you serve, you've got a slight disadvantage because you're giving your opponents the first opportunity to manoeuvre a move against you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you always want to receive the serve because you've got that first chance to make it count.
Well, here we go. Red team, they'll be very happy if they can just side out going through. We're into the business end of this second set. Good block from Gregory. That's a great shot from Pittman. Unlucky there from Gregory. Really good play indeed. And now 17-14. This next point is a really big point.
We're back within 3, 14, 17.
Yeah, we speak a lot about the gap between two teams, and 18-14 is better.
Oh, it's been given as a handling error.
And it is going to be 17-15. Jake Sheep is angry that he's been called for a lift.
Well, Jake Sheep cannot believe that. The referee is going to his card. And the red card is shown. There's another point being given.
They've got it what it takes to get this to a deciding set.
Well, that's quite incredible. I can only assume that Jake Sheep said something a little bit naughty to the official, and you know you can't do that. You can make your point, but if you swear or you say something that's out of order, then you know the rules are there to
you can't use
give the cards out.
Use language, no matter how frustrated you are. But you see now that one decision has totally flipped the game on its head, because what were they? They were 17-14 up, and now they're 18-17 down. So they've just lost the last 4 points.
What a turnover!
Because of that 2 cheap points after that decision with the booking.
What a turnover
with the
this
red
is.
card.
Oh, brilliant defence.
Touch that from Pittman.
Oh, absolutely brilliant play.
That was a shot. Well, a play of a high class. The defense ball followed by the attack. Wow, from Pittman.
I think you could say that this boy could play. That was just absolute class of the highest order. Sheaf comes in, dinks it. Oh,
everybody will talk about that ball where you managed to get a dig in defence and then put the ball away in offence. And that's one of the best feelings in beach volleyball.
Yeah. 19-18, major point here, and it's Jake Sheaf who's surely going to be going for it. He's gone for it. Defended well by Brodsky. And Gregory puts in the block. Well, we've had everything in this game. We've had overruled points, we've had yellow cards, red cards. And it's now 19-all, Louis. This is incredible.
Gregory just pops up with the blocks when you need him the most. It's what we've seen all day.
Sheaf comes in with a big serve. Here's a chance now for Brodsky.
That's a great pull that time.
Oh!
Gregory's had a worldie there. He decided to pull the block this time. He stayed at the net the time before and got the block. This time he pulls, digs and then converts.
Well, this really has been incredible. It's set point for the Reds. Oh, and Sheaf is hitting right on the top of the net. Unbelievable. The whole crowd here groaned.
In one breath, 20-all. Who's it going to be?
So here we go. 20 points apiece. It's 2 clear points. The championship is in the balance. And another handing error called.
21-20.
Well, the referee's called a 2-touch, very, very tough time in the game.
Yeah.
Gregory and Sheep really unhappy with that one.
It's a tough call, that
ball,
one.
Suggesting that the ball came off 2 hands. Oh, what a time for a massive block.
What a block, and it's the Blues that win the match. The red team's certainly not very happy at the moment, but they'll shake hands. And Louis, what a great performance from the blue team.
What a tournament, really. Won deservedly by Pittman and Mietza Brodsky. Great performance as well from Sheaf and Gregory. They're going to feel gutted about certain things within that game, but they can hold their head high. But really, a great performance from Mietza Brodsky and Pittman.
One of the other competitions that takes place during the Volleyball England Beach Tour is the Champions Race, where each individual athlete is marked on his own merits. Jake Sheaf, having won 2 events with different partners, plus being a finalist in that event at Weymouth, now goes into the lead and leads Carl Butcher and Mark Garcia Kidd, who missed out on qualifying for the final day of action at Weymouth, dropped down the table slightly. The women's competition looks all sewn up, with Laura Plonker having reached finals and won 2 events so far this year, looking very solid with a 240-point lead over Vicky Palmer. So stage 4 of Volleyball England Beach Tour comes to an end, and we've seen some sparkling beach volleyball here. The final event is the big one. It's the grand finals at Margate. The top 16 teams will be invited to come and compete in that one, and we'll be bringing you all the action shortly. Look out for the show. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.